because the record will obviously be good no matter what we
Okay.
do. Two. Okay, so we are back with our Dungeon Crawl Classics one-on-one campaign that we've been running in the Thousand Islands setting. It's been quite an adventure for the two characters run by Nikki, Yuna, and oh, now we might actually be starting. I knew it did that weird thing, so there might be a hiccup there. If people watching the beginning, it's weird. That's why. Anyways, might be in the last session investigating the possibility of the uh, connection between the large white penguins and the melting ice. Uh, Yuna and Oren headed into what is essentially a giant statue laying on its back that is used as an island encampment for people that are not allowed to stay on Singa properly. Singa, right? Um, they paid their toll. They went in. I think I'll let Nikki tell the rest of that. But yeah, you can enjoy your characters and let us know what's going on currently.
Well, Yuna is a thief and Orin is a wizard. And yes, they've had quite the afternoon here. They went into the giant's nostrils, into the caverns. They were going to buy a hat on the way out, but unfortunately, Orin read some writing that was on the giant's tongue, and we thought the mouth was sealed because that's what we were told. But unfortunately, the mouth opened, and a bunch of buildings, we pretty much destroyed part of the little town as a bunch of buildings fell into the mouth. And in fact, a shack fell on Yuna, hurting her quite badly. And the little souvenir shop also fell in here too. So
That's right.
that is where we are. We are in a giant's mouth. That part of the village, into which part of the village has fallen. So
Right. So so yeah, so you see, people are obviously gathering around the lips at the top, looking down to see what the heck's going on. There's many people have fallen, including the souvenir stand. He he seems to be okay. Other people are maybe a little bit hurt. They are trying to kind of like check on the people they were with. You can see people. It's a bit of a mess. We'll go actually make a luck roll.
who?
You know, since she's
Okay.
since she
Is
probably has the
best
best
luck.
luck, and I'm the nicest person.
Yeah, 9 under 12.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't seem, at least from what you can tell, that they have connected you with this incident. People seem very confused as to what's happened, and they're kind of like, they're like, oh, the giant opened its mouth. Is it going to stand up? What's happening? And people are getting a little bit, they seem confused, but nobody thinks, yeah, that thief just came down and read the.
Um, I'm hurt.
Okay.
Are there other people that are really hurt? I mean, I would want to help people, I think.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and let's see if anybody died. Make a luck check against see if
Okay.
anybody died. It's all on
Okay.
you
Yeah,
now.
I don't have any healing stuff, but I can help bandage. No, they're 13 over 12. Dang
Oh,
it.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, that's not too bad. Let's roll a d3 to see how many people how many people were fatalities we had here.
Oh, only one.
Okay. Yeah. So somebody, one of the first things that fell down, uh, one of the first people that fell down, they kind of landed flat on their back, and then one of the shacks, kind of fell
Oh,
down on top of him and crushed him.
I
So you can
dropped a
see
house
that.
on somebody.
Yes, you did. You just see one, or the leg sticking out, and they're wearing ruby slippers. No, yeah, you dropped a house on somebody. So other than that, there's four people. It looks like that are kind of hurt and that are near to you. That are kind of like holding their legs because they seem to either be cut or whatever. So if you wanted to help them, you certainly could in any way.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. I have a couple of vials of honey
Hmm.
that I could give. One vial and one honeycomb. That's what I have
Oh,
for
okay.
healing. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna give it to the to the people who fell down. Okay,
Yes.
that's very kind.
Yes, I am.
All right,
Well,
fair enough.
you know, it was a little
Yeah.
bit my fault. It's just
Oh yeah.
so.
Was it?
Yes,
All right. Yeah. I
but
mean, you definitely can do that. I mean, it's nothing gonna stop you from helping people. Again, nobody. There's one person that's very hurt. Now, if you remember, there was like a tunnel that led down here through the nostril, and of
mhm.
course the gift shop owner, he knows that, so he's starting to herd people that way. Up top, you can see people are trying to construct some means to climb up, but there seems to be some debate going on about whether or not they're allowed to make ladders, without the license. So you can hear them kind of arguing up there. So at that, the gift shop owner is kind of getting people to just kind of work their way back up the nostril. As you're helping people. Of course, there's also the throat that you could go down, if you don't want to go back up. That didn't get blocked or anything. Um, but or you could go back up the nostril. They're both too.
um, well, Yuna's hurt now, and I gave away my honeycomb and stuff, so I should probably go up for now.
Okay.
Is there anything happening? Like, I mean, the giant's mouth opened.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else happening? Is it trying to stand up? Is it?
It doesn't appear to be. And actually, since Oren did read the magic words, you could make a DC 15 intelligence roll to see
Okay.
if he.
All right. Oh, oh, natural 20.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. He seems to think, based on the way that it opened or whatever, that this was not like a living creature that was turned to stone, but rather some kind of mechanism of magic that could be controlled if somebody knew the proper words and the place to do it. So he thinks he just set off basically a one of the basically he opened the door. From those words written there. There wasn't anything else written near the tongue that seemed to be able to make it stand up, but somebody who could figure out how to do it could likely make this thing stand up. And because you rolled 20, I'm going to say he would probably know that the most likely place to find like the controls would be the brain area. If there's some entrance into the brain, the head, not the brain, obviously.
Right.
Right. It's
Finding the
either that
brain.
or yeah, and the brain is probably the most likely place where if somebody was to try to control this thing to like make it stand up or whatever, that's probably how you'd have to go there and do that.
Okay. Well, I do want to do that.
Keeping in mind there's a whole town on the face of
A whole town on the face, right? Well, I just want to see it.
of course.
Well,
I'll
but
tell
first
you
I
what.
think we have to go up and see what's going on up top.
Yeah, so you go up top, and like I said, they're debating about the ladders, um, and they're trying to decide if they should get the ladder console in or if they should get the ramp console because they feel like ladders will help get people out, but they're going to need ramps to get the other stuff out. And then somebody starts talking about pulleys, and then there's a whole debate going on about what lobby basically they need to bring in to do this. Um, so not much is getting done. The hurt people are carried out through the nostrils, um, and they're brought down to to some of the houses or whatever where they can be helped. Obviously, the deceased person is brought out as well.
Okay.
But
Well,
like I said, they don't seem to connect you to it, at least not yet. Um, and you do see that there's a decent amount of, I mean, there's a lot of buildings here. It's not like the whole place went down, but in
okay.
opening of the mouth, definitely even buildings that weren't right over the mouth, some of them kind of, because the cheekbones or whatever would move. So,
Right.
yeah.
Um, I would get on my little earpiece and
Mhm.
I'll say, Mr. Goodbear, are you okay?
Oh yeah, good beer's okay. Yep, he is because he's left the island. I think got on his little boat
Okay.
with the little tiny rowing. Yeah. So he says, "Oh yeah, I'm investigating. Looks like there's some kind of commotion on the trader island."
Yes, the magic of the penguins, it must have been
Oh,
caused a collapse when I went into the nostrils.
oh, they're trying to prevent you probably from discovering. That happens a lot. Make sure they don't hit you in the back of the head with the sap.
Oh, yes. I just wanted to make sure you were okay because some people were hurt and unfortunately one person perished in the collapse.
Oh, it's terrible. Well, nope, I'm fine, and we are making good time heading up the river, investigating penguins.
Good, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah, because you would probably remember that he has that little tiny guy that is on the front of his boat that makes his boat go really super fast because he rows really
Yes.
fast, even though he's really tiny.
Okay. I will go try to find Mahanet, the merchant lord,
Oh, right, sure.
because he's
Right, he was
probably,
down by the docks. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, you could. I mean, he's obviously heading up in that direction.
yeah.
Um, people are of course were running down towards him. I mean, he saw the place collapse. Let's check something. I'm pretty sure his house would be fine because it's on top of the nose. Let me just look at this picture for a second. Yeah, his house is fine. All right, so yeah, his house is fine, so far as you can tell. Um, but he's still heading in that direction. Obviously, I mean, being the merchant lord, he's got some of the stevedores, because with him because he's in charge of them, and you could see he's up there. Even though obviously they could be working, loading and unloading, whatever. He's getting them to try to help people pull some of the mess out because things fell in, but some of them are close to the top, so they're trying to pull what they can out
Okay.
without using ladders or pulleys or ramps because you would need the console to do that, and that requires time, union wages.
What time of day is it?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was the morning, right? I'll make a note of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's pretty early. It's let's say late morning.
Okay. I'll go up to Mahanet and I will say, do you want me to go over to Singa and see if I can't get somebody to help you with this?
Oh, no, I think we have it under control. I think the stevedores they can make a chain and pass things up. And since I'm in charge of the stevedores, I don't need to worry about any extra licensing for that. Those ladder people are always trying to get in here.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, it just collapsed.
Yes, yes. You were going to go into the nostrils, so I don't know. It looks like you could probably get in there still. Uh, there's no refunds.
No, no, I don't. I still want to go in there. I just and she's like all scraped and bloody where a shack fell on her. She says, "I just got hurt myself, and I need to take a bit of a rest before I venture
Oh,
into the."
oh, he kind of looks at you. He's like, oh, yeah, you are hurt. Oh, sorry, I was distracted. Uh, oh, were you already in the nostril when it
Yes, I
collapsed?
was
Or
starting to go in when it collapsed. Yes.
oh, well, when you decide to go back, we'll give you a discount. This is just between the two of us here. The discount going back in. I wouldn't normally do that, but I feel like I'm not responsible, of course. But you seem like a nice person.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. No liability on your part.
Hmm.
I'm sure.
Right, right, right. Yeah, there's the sign right there. So we take no responsibility for anyone who chooses to go up the giant's nose.
Okay. So yeah, Yuna is going to well, I guess we could go back. But I am hurt. I'd like to get a rest in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. If you want to, we can scoot forward in time. I mean, you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, except for the ice melting, you're not under that pressure and the people dying from snakes exploding out of their stomachs. Um, yeah, you could definitely hang out. I mean, most of the day is spent people. Most people chip in and try to help get what they can out of the mouth. They seem to be nervous the mouth's going to close again. So they're trying to get as much out as they can. So you've got people that they climb down and they're kind of like passing stuff up to people, and occasionally something that looks like a ramp is formed, and then somebody complains, they take it down. Um, that kind of thing. And then there's a bit of a debate for a while whether or not a rope is a ladder if you put knots in it, and then that kind of holds things up. But after that, people are able to kind of climb up and down. And yeah, if you want to help out or whatever, you can spend the day doing that and get a heal in. I think you heal 1 hit point overnight. That's not a lot, unless you want to go buy honey.
Uh, yeah, if I can find a honey cellar somewhere, I would do that.
Yeah, you can buy honey on Singa.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, okay. I'm in that issue again. Man, I'm having, for anybody watching, I apologize. We're having a weird internet mess ups today. Yeah, if you head over to Singa, I mean, am I fine for you, at least, Nikki?
Yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
you freeze a little bit, but you're good.
Okay. You head over to Singa. It's the daytime, so there's the open market. Where you can buy whatever you're looking for. You've got the people that fight with the. You remember that from the first time. You can enter those fights or gamble on them. And of course, you can buy honey if you want. Have you got something to trade for it?
I have coins.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could buy some honey, straight up with coins if you like. I mean, it's not as exciting to do it that way, but
No, but
you're
I've
running
done
out
a
of
lot of
stuff.
trading, so.
Yeah. Yeah, you could buy honey. It's 5 coins.
Okay. I'll mark that off. Okay. And I will do heal up with some honey. Luckily, I don't have any bears around. Every time
No,
I
there's no.
did honey before, there were bears around, and they always wanted some.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely notice the occasional bear looking at you when you get your honey, but none of them bother you because you don't know them directly. So
Okay, I've healed up some.
okay.
6 points there. Okay. I think I'm ready to go back into the nostrils.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so we'll just say it's the next day, so you can get a point back for resting overnight, unless you're gonna do it
Oh,
night
okay.
time. I just figured you spend the day doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. If there's nothing else you want to do, we can just jump forward. We don't have to linger. I'm just gonna close a couple windows here. This might could be affecting my.
I am going to say I bought 2 honeys so that I have an extra one. Now that I'm
Okay, yeah,
going
you can buy as many as you want. Yeah. You can also go honey.
I couldn't. I have my music box.
Yeah, you could do that at some point as well if you'd like. All right, yeah. So if you go back to the Trader Island, again, they're just unloading and stuff. You spend the night there. Of course, people are telling tales about what they think the giant might do. It might be getting up. People are talking about possibly moving off the island. There's a lot of it's the story of the day for sure. Nobody really understands the giant very much. So Oren probably feels a little bit like he knows something nobody else does, but nobody really says the thing that Oren knows. They basically mostly talk about the giant being like it's alive. And yeah, so you rest and stay overnight again, and you can head back to the giant. Of course, when you get there, he was let's see if the vendor was one of the guys that was hurt. Go ahead and roll luck.
Luck, okay.
Yeah, just to see if he's hurt.
No, 7 under 12.
Okay. All right. So did you want him to be one of the hurt people or not? You can choose since you succeeded.
The vendor? No, I don't want him to be hurt.
Okay. Yeah. So he's not one of the hurt people. He's
Nice
sitting there.
kitty.
He's got some new shirts that say "I survived being swallowed by a giant," and of course he has hats. He sees you again and he says, "Aha! Oh, come on! It's good that you're back now because I think we're gonna have to start raising the prices because this is becoming quite an attraction." And you look around, there's not anybody around. Like nobody's. Yeah, I have to basically hold people back. It's crazy here. You just missed him.
Oh, I'm sure people are just dying, literally, to
Yes.
get into this place now.
Yeah. I saw a few people try to sneak down into the mouth earlier, but they're gonna have a heck of a time getting back out. You gotta pay one way or the other. Don't pay going in, you're gonna pay coming out.
Well, I would like to go back in now.
Excellent. 1 coin.
Okay. I did cause a collapse, so.
You don't want to invoke your discount?
It was 2 coins last time.
Right. Well,
So.
there was two of you. Right? Yeah, it was 2 coins total, right? It wasn't 2 coins each.
Right, 2 coins total.
Yeah, so it's still 2 coins because it's 1 for each of you.
That's fine. But I probably won't buy a hat.
Oh. Well, he says, well, maybe you'll find some treasure down there and you'll be able to buy many hats.
That is very possible.
And he kind of like, shows you in.
All right.
Good luck.
All right. Thanks. Hopefully the place won't collapse on me this time.
That's not, there's a waiver.
She just kind of looks at him like,
You, you
'cause I
enter
mean,
the
he wants.
giant's nostril at your own risk. I mean, that should go without saying, but you know.
Well, I'm a traveler. I'm used to risk. Thank you, and we'll head in.
Okay.
We're not going to read any writing this time.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
out
you know you move down, and like I said, it gets dark, and well, actually now there's light because the mouth's open, but you're able to kind of go down, and then you drop down into basically the nasal passage, and come out into the mouth again. And of course, you can see the sun above you because the mouth is open. There's people hanging out up above. You can see them. People seem to not be that interested anymore. Surprisingly, they got a lot of stuff out of here. Um, you still see, of course, lots of wood and broken things, but it looks like most of the you see some knickknacks and stuff that are broken, but it looks like they took most of their vendor goods or whatever out. Like they took the time to make sure they got everything.
Okay.
And of course, like you see the tongue there, and you see the passage going down further down the throat.
Yeah, I will head down the passageway.
Okay.
And if it's dark down there, I will light up one of my torches.
Oh yeah, it's definitely dark down the throat.
Okay.
Cool. Yes, you light up a torch and you start moving down towards the throat area. You can see, a bit of a distance in front of you dangling. You see the tonsils as you're moving down. The cavity's, rounded, made out of stone, and kind of sink down. You move down into the darkness. Roll D10.
Okay. I'm gonna do
Let's
10.
see what we find. What do we find inside the throat of the giant?
All right. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Oh, well, that's absolutely perfect. So as you approach the tonsils, essentially, um, you see that at first it's like it's a strange texture. So then as your torchlight hits it, and then you realize that there's something moving, several things moving around the tonsils, like on them. And when you get a little closer, the head turns and looks at you, and it's a caterpillar. Um, it's gray, so it matches kind of molten gray, kind of matches the stone in here. And he kind of turns and looks at you, um, and he says, he's a big caterpillar, like his head's almost as big as yours. He turns to you and he says, "Well, I didn't know you were coming, so I don't have enough tea."
Oh, well, that's okay. I didn't know somebody lived down here.
Don't people send calling cards anymore?
Well, like I said, I didn't even know you were here.
You didn't.
No, you surprised me.
Well, I apologize.
Oh, that's fine. Did you hear all the commotion above yesterday?
I did. I heard commotion, but there's always commotion up there. I'm not sure what they're doing. Feels like they were trying to get inside, but you could just go right through the nose.
Yes, that's how I came in, through the nose.
Yes. Many things come in through the nose.
Really?
Yes. It's one of the most accessible parts of the body.
Yes, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you lived here?
Oh! Looks around a little bit. About a year.
You've lived here about a year. And you drink tea.
Well, doesn't everyone?
Everybody I've met.
It's
Have you
not
seen
easy to get
others?
tea down here.
Oh, I can imagine. How do you get tea down here?
Well, all you have to do is ask. If you had had a calling card, then I would have had it ready for you.
But no, I meant you. How do you get your tea?
How do I get my tea?
Yes.
Well, I buy it from the vendor, like everyone else. How do you get your tea?
Oh, I usually go to a tea house and buy it from a merchant.
Right, right. Where do they get it from, do you think?
Probably from someplace upriver.
Oh, yes. Many things come from upriver.
So you go out of the nostrils and buy tea?
Not exactly.
Well, then is there a tea vendor further down the throat?
Not exactly.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm being terribly rude. I'm Yuna, and this is
Oh,
Orin.
oh, hello there. Yuna. I am Dodger.
Dodger.
Dodger the caterpillar. Someday, I'll be a butterfly.
That is what I've heard, that caterpillars turn into butterflies.
Hmm.
I'm sure you'll be a
Indeed.
beautiful butterfly.
Thank you.
So you said that many people have come through here? Or
Yes.
some people come through here? Have you
Oh,
seen any
yes.
penguins?
Could you be more specific?
Have you seen any white penguins?
I've seen white penguins.
You've seen white penguins?
I have. They're quite tall.
They've come through here recently.
They have?
Were they acting strangely for penguins?
I mean, I'm not sure what normal penguin behavior is.
Well, there's a rumor up top that these white penguins are, and she looks around a little bit and says, melting ice.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting. I always thought that the penguins provided the ice.
That's what we thought, but
Why would they melt it? Unless
I
they're
don't
trying to
know.
make more business.
Well, supposedly the melting ice is spoiling food up top, causing a very nasty sickness.
Oh, yes, one should not eat spoiled food. I only eat the finest grass and leaves.
Grass?
Well, I'm a caterpillar. What else would I
There's
eat?
grass and leaves down here?
No. Why would there be grass and leaves down here?
Well, I mean, you must leave the cavern, right? To
I do
eat.
leave the cavern. I said that I leave the cavern to get tea.
You said not exactly.
No, I mean, I did say that. You said I leave through the nose, and I said not exactly.
Oh, so how do you leave? Is there another entrance somewhere?
Sort of.
So how do you leave?
Well, I just walked to the entrance and they're outside. Well, exit, as it would be then.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Where
Right,
is
it's
this
only
other
an
exit?
entrance when you're coming. Well,
Right, an exit when you're leaving.
that's right. When you're leaving, it's an exit.
Okay.
When you're coming, it's an entrance.
Okay. Where is the other exit located?
Oh, it's... How familiar are you with the anatomy of a giant?
Well, I'm pretty familiar with the anatomy of a person, and a giant is a big person, right? So pretty
I
familiar.
think so. He looks at Orin. Huh. I suppose.
Is there a problem? Orin says.
Are you floating off the ground?
Orin looks down. He says, "Yes, I am. It was an unfortunate spell cast."
Let's see. Ah, so you are a wizard.
I am, yes, and an alchemist, and friend to slugs. He pats Herman.
Oh, yes. Well, he looks at him. He says, well, the exit, or entrance, depending on how you want to look at it, is under the left big toenail.
Thank you for your information.
You're welcome. Do you
That
have
must
any
be very
grass?
far, though, as this is only the throat and the toenail. Was it under the? I mean, it must be under the water.
Oh, no. I can't swim very well. You would think with all these legs that I would be a good swimmer, but I just seem to sit in one spot. I think they're just too short. Perhaps some flippers would be good. Do you know of a vendor that sells any flippers?
Flippers.
Like for swimming. Swimming flippers. Penguins have flippers, and they
Yes,
are
they do.
quite good swimmers.
I don't. But if I am on Singa and I see one, I can get you some flippers, says Yuna.
Excellent. I will need 28.
Well, I bet you I could get someone to make you some out of Tohei leather, because I know the Empress of the Tohei tribe.
Oh, well, that's excellent. You are very kind.
Well, after we are done here, I'll see what I can do.
Ah, are you going to the toenail?
We're going to head down. Well, when you saw the penguins come through here, did you see where they were going? Were they going that way, or were they going somewhere else in the body?
No, there's only one way to go.
We could go to the right.
To the right.
Guess once you get to the legs, you could go left leg or right leg, right?
Oh, but I'm not in the legs.
So you haven't followed them or seen where they ended up?
No, why would I follow them?
Curiosity?
No. I just drink my tea, talk to passerbyers, people who pass. That's
Anyone else
takes
pass
care of
by
my.
besides the penguins
Oh
lately?
yes, many like you. Well, not exactly like you. You're not from around here, are you?
No, no, I'm not.
Hmm. Yes. Well, many come. They ask me about treasure. You haven't asked me about treasure yet.
No.
Nobody ever leaves a calling card first, so I never have tea prepared for them. I used to just make extra tea just in case, but then somebody would not come and I would be a waste. To waste tea. Once tea is no longer hot, it's not really drinkable.
No, cold tea is
Yes,
not nearly as good.
right. So
Well,
next time,
I'm
if you leave a calling card, if you send a calling card first, then I can have tea ready.
well, I appreciate that, Dodger. We're going to continue on now. But another question, really quickly. Uh, The people that are like me that go down there, do they come back up most of the time?
No, they do not.
Okay.
There must be quite a large settlement down there. Although I haven't seen them really when I go to get my grass and tea. Hmm,
Or maybe they left through the toenail.
maybe. That seems reasonable.
You haven't seen when you go down there any kind of dangerous creatures, have you? Besides the white penguins.
Uh, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I am not much of a warrior myself, but I can take care of myself.
I'm sure you can. 28
Reflexes.
legs.
Yes.
When do you think you'll become a butterfly?
I don't know. Because I am of the larger species, it takes longer. The little caterpillars become butterflies quickly.
Yes, they do.
For me, it could be years, but it's worth it in the end.
Oh, yes, you get to fly
That's right. And flutter.
and flutter.
Yes, fluttering is important.
I'm sure for a butterfly, it's the most important thing. All right. Thank you, Dodger. I hope to see you again. I won't forget about the flippers.
Yes. No, thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said, send a calling card first. I'll have tea for you.
Thank you. And she'll move past the
Okay.
tonsils.
Yeah, you move past the tonsils and you kind of hang down. You hear you hear Dodger. He's like, "Oh, my tea is cold." As you kind of go further down the throat. Moving on. Roll another d10.
Okay. 8.
8. Okay. Yeah. So you move down. And actually, there are branching passages, obviously.
Right.
Once you get down further, and it's not exactly set up like the. Well, I mean, I guess maybe Oren might know, but I guess you've killed enough people to have an idea of what the inside of a human looks like. But yeah, it branches off like more like a. It's not exactly accurate. But as you're kind of moving through, you hear softly the sound of somebody singing. It's like they're singing like a you would imagine. You don't recognize the song, but it's like a sea shanty.
Okay.
You know, and they sound well like a sailor singing that kind of song. You know how that would be. Quite drunk.
A drunk sailor singing a sea shanty.
That's what you hear. Yeah, you don't see them. It's kind of coming down one of the passageways in front of you. I mean, you could obviously go down a different passageway, but this one seems to be the most direct route to the foot if that's where you're going. But if you want to cut off,
Well,
you could always, you could pretty easily avoid it.
no, I'll go down there.
Yeah, I didn't think you're gonna. You don't want to avoid the drunk sailor singing.
No,
I'm
why?
very surprised.
I should avoid it just because, but I'm not going to.
Right, I feel like you're not going to avoid that. If there's anything you're going to avoid, it's not going to be that. So yeah, so
No.
you head down and you actually start. I mean, you have a torch, obviously, but in the distance, you see like a flickering, so you know that whoever's down there has some kind of light as well. And you come into this area. It's kind of like a small room. There's a few different entrances into them. Most of them are small, like probably the caterpillar. You've noticed this as you've been traveling through. There's definitely areas where the caterpillar could probably go that you can't because they're, it's not very big. I mean, it's big, but it's, it's a caterpillar.
Yeah.
So so, it's like,
Yeah.
which is big for a caterpillar, but not so big like a person can get through. Anyways, so in the center of this like small room is basically a pool. It seems to be being fed from one of the small holes in the wall, just kind of dripping into it slowly. In the middle of the pool, kind of half on his back and kind of turned to the side, is a crocodile. He's missing one of his legs, and in places there's a peg leg, of course. And he's got a patch over his eye. And in his other hand, he is holding what appears to be a very large bottle of. You would imagine it's some kind of medicine. It doesn't look like a normal booze bottle. It looks more like a medicine bottle. Orin would immediately pick up that that's what it was. And scattered inside the pool are some coins, not a lot, just kind of in there. And he's singing as he's kind of pouring the very thick liquid down his throat. And you come in, and hanging from the ceiling, there's a jar that's full of this might scare you. This jar that's full of fireflies.
Oh no.
Not to break those.
Yeah, we'll be very careful with that. We don't need to lose any more limbs here.
Right, that's how he lost his foot, right? Or did he lose it with the other thing? I can't remember. I know.
Oh no, Orin lost his foot with fireflies.
Yeah. So there's a firefly lantern here.
His foot turned into fireflies and flew off.
Yep.
So no. So there's a crocodile pirate.
Well,
essentially,
he has the look of what you might consider a pirate. I mean, to call him a pirate would be an accusation that you maybe don't want to make, but yeah, there's a drunk crocodile pirate. And of course, there's a few other ways out of this room. Most of them are pretty small. I mean, you probably have to get on like your hands and knees to crawl through them. The crocodile, of course, being low, even though he's big, he could fit through small spaces than you can. But he seems to be, enjoying himself here. And when you come in, he kind of looks at you, and he's slurring his words, and he says, "Did you come for the bounty on my head?"
No, I didn't even know you were here.
Well, X marks the spot.
Certainly it does. Did you find the treasure?
No. There's definitely a treasure here. I can smell it.
Well, I can certainly smell something. I'm sure he smells very medicinal.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
But I don't think it's treasure. How long have you been down here?
He kind of shakes the bottle. It doesn't like slosh because it's like a thick thing. He's like, and then you see him looking around, and as he's looking around, you see that there's all these small holes and stuff, and you can see that there's quite a few of these bottles that are like stuck into the holes.
Oh,
And he says, "Oh, I'm almost out of my medicine. You know, when you get to be my age, you got to have the medicine."
oh well. What medicine? What is it helping you with?
Oh, I have a terrible cough. Well, when I don't have the medicine.
That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
It is.
It's,
Cough is
oh,
bad. Makes you tense up, pull my sciatic nerve.
sciatica, huh?
Yeah.
Crocodile with sciatica. Okay.
If you're looking for the treasure, though, I'm always looking for a partner. But don't try to turn your back on me. No. Don't try to turn. Don't. Don't. You know what you have to do. Maybe drink some more.
um, can I look at one of the bottles of medicine?
Yeah,
They're
if
in the
Orin
hole.
wants to look, he can. It's only DC 10 for Orin because he's an alchemist.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
If Orin wants to kind of discreetly go over there and check it out, I don't want him to think I'm trying to steal it, but I'm trying to steal
Yeah,
it a little
he's
bit.
pretty drunk. If you need to just keeps him distracted, I think that's probably fine.
Yep, actually, that's a 10 exactly.
Oh yeah, no, it's cough syrup. Very, very strong cough syrup.
Purple
There's a lot
dragon.
of it. It's actually from you. It's strange because you notice that it's actually from, based on the balls and stuff. It's from down, down south, like where you guys are from.
Oh,
And there's a lot of it. Like there's dozens of bottles here.
that's very weird.
Yeah, I mean, you do know that the people do trade, obviously, with them, but for that, for him to have that much is a little odd, probably. I mean, you haven't
Well,
seen any that's being sold here.
I will take if he doesn't notice, I'll take 2 bottles
Okay. Oh,
because
like the
that
full
could be
bottles.
something to trade.
Okay. Well, the ones you're looking at are empty because you kind of discarded them. If you want to snag some, we'll have to make a stealth.
Oh,
Or I guess Orin could too, but he's not going to be very good at it. Yeah. I mean, he
I
is
do want
drunk,
to snag
so
some. I'll finish talking to him first though.
okay. Yeah. So
She's yeah.
he says, if you look around long enough, you can always find some treasure.
Well, that's certainly true. And treasure can mean many things to many different people.
That's right. It depends on. If you look around, you could find treasure pretty much
Well,
anywhere.
what is your name?
They just call me Captain Croc.
Captain, huh?
Well, I've captained a few boats in my time down across the river banks and up the shore and over to where the treasures are and my mateys.
Well, you don't have a hat.
He's trying to look at the top of his head. Oh, where's my hat? Guy squints at you. Did you steal my hat?
I did not steal your hat, but if I find it, I will bring it back to you. Captain's hat.
It's purple and gray.
I will look for it.
Oh, if you bring back my hat, I'll share with you my treasure map.
Well, where did you lose your hat?
If I knew where it was, it wouldn't be lost.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I think we're going to have a good partnership, Captain.
Yes. What was your name again?
I'm Yuna.
Yuba?
Yuna.
Yuba.
Close
That's a
enough.
strange name. Not from around here, I guess.
I'm not. I'm visiting. I do have one more question for you.
Question.
Yes. Have you seen any white penguins?
Ooh, penguins are evil. They're magical.
They are. I'm looking for white ones specifically.
Like all white?
Yes, all white.
No, I don't remember that.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you would or not actually. But all right, if you say you haven't seen them, perhaps they went a different way.
I have a great memory. Hold on. He drinks more cough medicine. What day is it?
What day is it? Yeah, he just looks at. I just look at him and say, "If I find your hat, I'll come back, Captain. You keep.
Okay.
You make sure you take your medicine."
Okay.
And Yuna will attempt to grab a couple of bottles.
Okay. I mean, he's pretty drunk. So it's just a DC 12.
Okay.
Whatever test that would be.
DC 12.
Does a pickpocket skill or something, right?
Yeah. I got my chart. Pickpocket. Yeah, I get a +8 to that. So because I'm a level 4.
Nice.
Yep, I rolled a 19.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you snagged up while he's not looking. Yeah, you can get very drunk or stop a cough, depending on your
You never know when you might need
needs.
to. I have traded some weird things for some weird things. So
Yep, it's
you
thick
never know.
and goopy and smells strongly of alcohol.
Yes, it's basically the green NyQuil. Okay. Ew. Ew. Okay. All right. All right. So is there like I could go past his pool and there's another way,
You
or
can, if you want to keep going like towards the feet from here, you'd have to like get on your hands and knees and crawl through a place. It's pretty small.
Okay.
If you want to go back, then you can get back into the main passageway and head down the way you were going.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. You get back, he wasn't that far off the beaten path, and you kind of, you're back into the gloom of the body, but no more fireflies. Oh, you have your torch.
It's all stone, right? Still the
Yep.
body, it is stone. So there would be no tracks or anything.
Uh, yeah, not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can roll another d6, a d10 rather again.
D10.
Anything interesting.
Okay. Oh, that was an 8 again.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Okay.
You you head down and kind of back up the path, and you're heading further down. You're kind of in like the gut area of the belly, and you hear kind of a very fast, like high pitched talking. and well, actually, you have a listen skill, right? Roll your listen to see if you can determine what they're saying.
Okay. In this one, there is not
Oh,
a
okay.
listen
Well,
skill.
then I would just use just roll a DC 12 with you can use your I guess intelligence. Sounds right for
Okay.
listening.
Sounds good. No, I rolled an 8.
Okay, you can't quite make it unless you want to use luck. Remember that the thief gets a luck back. You can roll a luck die. You only need 2 points.
Oh, sure. My luck die is a D6.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got a 4. So
Okay.
that
Yeah.
would
So you
be
can just and again you get back 1 point of luck per like overnight rest per level, so you get
right.
4 back a day. So that's pretty good. Although it does temporarily lower your luck.
Yep.
Yeah. So you hear a kind of high pitched voice. They're kind of talking fast. And you hear one is saying, "Another ship is coming in. Another ship is coming in. We need to get ready. We need to get ready. We gotta do it at night. At night. That's when we do it. We gotta do it at night."
All right. How far away do I think the voice is?
I mean, it's like they're pretty close. It's like a windy kind. It's like you're going down this thing that like cuts off to the side, and there's some. You would imagine they're within maybe like 30, 40 feet of you, down kind of a windy hallway. Like you definitely could get much closer, like even without all your super stealth, even just because of the nature of the hallways, before you think they'd see you,
All
based
right,
on
yeah,
what you've
because
seen so far.
I am holding the torch, so.
Right, exactly.
All right, I will try to get closer.
Yeah, yeah, you could get a bit closer, and that's pretty much what I'm saying. You get about as close as you think you can get without the torch,
Okay.
starting to shed light into the.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You don't see their light if they have one yet, so you can assume they can't see yours, unless of course they don't have a light. And you think
Right.
you're about as close as you can get because it's getting very loud now, and you know that you're very close. And they seem to be making some kind of a plan about uh, that has to be done tonight, and it needs to be done under the cover of darkness, and it's been working really well. That type of stuff is what they're saying. They're not being super specific because they all know what they're talking about.
Right. All right, I will hand Orin the torch.
Okay.
And I will just try to do my best to kind of sneak up and see what's talking.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any, I mean, you have like a plus what 12 or something.
Yeah,
It,
because I had the
it's
plus 10 with my cloak, and then the sneak silently is plus 8, so plus 18
you have plus
total.
18. Yeah, you basically can't. Okay, so you're fine. Um, yeah, even if it was, I mean, yeah, it probably would have been a 15 at the most. So, yeah, so because obviously, you start moving around, and you can see that it opens up into kind of like a chamber. That's probably maybe one of the intestines or the belly or something. And there's like this kind of phosphorescent moss in there, so you can kind of see it's a little bit eerie. It's like this kind of purpley green kind of light in here, and you see in the center of the room 8 pretty tall, based on what you would imagine that you normally see, penguins, and they are completely white. They're kind of like in a circle, like talking. They seem to be arguing about something, um, and they don't see you at all. They're trying to make a plan, and one of them is like, "No, no, we pushed it too far. No, we can't stop now. We're ahead." "Oh, we can't get caught." That kind of stuff. They're on to us.
Right.
Actually, make a luck check.
Okay.
No.
No.
Okay, that's fine. So you don't.
Nat 20.
Okay, yeah, no.
What, you don't want to roll a nat 20?
All right. Well, that's fine because yeah, exactly. Yeah. In this case, right, they don't say anything more interesting than that. They're basically just, I mean, they're talking, but they're more or less repeating that same type of thing. I mean, they're not repeating themselves like maniacs, but they're kind of saying the same thing. So they seem to be making some kind of a plan for tonight to do something that they've been doing, that they need to keep doing, but some of them don't want to do it, and but some think they need to do it. and it has to be done at night so they don't get seen.
Right. So, okay. I will sneak back to Orin to tell him that we found the penguins. And it seems like they are up to something. Some kind of plan. So let me see what we can do here. Okay. What shall we do? There were 8 of them?
There's 8 of them, yeah.
Okay.
And like I say, they're tall for penguins. I mean, penguins themselves, penguins are pretty small, so they're probably like 4.5, 5 feet tall. I think they'd be tall for a penguin if I know my penguins.
They'd be very tall for a penguin, yes.
Yeah. But they're also very skinny. And they're completely white.
But I don't know exactly what they're doing, so I don't want to hurt them. Okay. I'll just tell Orin to be ready. Let's go see what they're up to. So Eunice, we're gonna go back up. Orin has the torch, and we're not gonna try to hide. We're just gonna act like we were just kind of walking along, and we stumble upon the penguins.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say actually make a luck check.
Okay.
See if they notice the torch before you enter the room.
Oh, yeah, that's a 1.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. You got 20, you get 20. Yeah, so they actually, because they're so engrossed in what they're doing, they don't even realize that you're there until you're both kind of in the room with the torch. And then one of them kind of looks up. They kind of stand, they're penguins, so they shuffle a bit. And then one of them says, "Oh, what? You must have went the wrong way. This is a private meeting of the Union of Pole, River Pole measurement. And unless you are part of the union, you're not allowed to be here in this meeting that is completely legal, and we have licenses."
Oh, you have licenses?
Of course. You don't do stuff without licenses. That would be terrible.
That is very, very true. That is very, very true. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your meeting.
Well, it's very important that the meeting goes on because, you're going down the river. If the poles are not the proper length, sometimes you can't reach the bottom. And if they're too long, then it puts stress on the arms of the polars. They can get repeated stress injury.
Well, that sounds very unfortunate.
I would say so.
We are just passing through.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, yeah, of course. No, of course. No problem.
We look around.
Yeah, they're all kind of like, they're not going very far, but they're kind of like, they're penguins, so they're kind of like moving around. Like,
I'm picturing this. It's very funny.
Yeah, they're all kind of like moving around in like little circles with the one guy's kind of
waddling.
Just like, yeah, exactly.
So cute.
Yeah, yeah, well, Orin's an alchemist. Go ahead and make a DC, good, but it's also dark. Make a DC 12. Just check. You can use your int as well.
Int, okay. That's a 12. Whew.
Yeah, you notice that there's a few like sacks that are kind of off to the side. Some of them are empty and some are full. And he recognizes that they are sacks that you would transport salt in.
Salt.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's like some, it looks like they have a camp here. There's like some blankets and stuff. Yeah, fish.
The penguins have blankets.
Well, of course they do. Oh. You see some like an area where they might sleep. So there's like an area with blankets, and they have like the shades that you put over your eyes when you sleep. Those are sitting there, and they've got some like fish bowls that have fish in them because penguins eat fish, of course. Yeah.
The penguins have eye masks.
Eye masks, yeah. Yeah, and they're kind of like the one guy's going back to noises. Yeah, so I don't want to be rude, but we've got this meeting is very important because do you know how many injuries there were last year in the river alone just because the pole sticks were not the proper length? Not even to
No,
mention the width. Well, there was a lot. And think about it. They have to be the right thickness as well. If your pole is too skinny, then it could break. And if it's too fat, it's going to be too heavy. Like I said, repeated stress injury. Yeah, you
well,
don't want that.
yeah, that sounds really bad.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
but why are you why are you discussing that in here?
Well, this is I mean, where else would we discuss it?
Well, I would think you're penguins. I would think you'd be in the water.
Well, that's very racist.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be
Well, like all
speciesist.
penguins have to be in the water all the time.
Well, I'm not from around here, so I'm sorry if
Clearly,
I offended you.
it's fine. It's fine.
Also,
We have to work too. Everybody has to work. You can't
that's
work in
very
the
true.
water. If you work in the water, then your parchment papers will get all wet and the ink runs. Then how will we keep our notes?
That's very, very true. How would you?
Mm-hmm.
I look at their flippers. Notes, huh?
Yes,
I
well,
suppose you. Um. Well, I've heard a terrible rumor that some of the other penguins are having trouble with melting ice.
everybody, they all stop. They all stop. And he says, well, really? Well, why? I mean, hmm, that's unfortunate because, the the ice, needs to not melt because to keep things cool.
Yes, exactly.
There's probably a committee working on it, I would imagine.
I'm sure there is.
Hmm. Hmm.
But you're penguins, so I'm sure you've dealt with ice in the past. What do you think could be
Well,
causing it?
we are, but again, our specialty is the river pools. Just because we're penguins doesn't mean that we know about ice. Have you never dealt with ice?
No, I haven't dealt with ice very often. Only in my
Oh,
drink.
huh, of course. He rolls his eyes. Ice is a very delicate subject.
Well, they're trying to blame you.
Me?
Not you specifically,
Oh,
but
okay.
the penguins that are white. I
And
could
looks
help
around
clear
at
your
us.
name.
Well, what do you mean? Why would they target us?
I
See,
don't
that's what
know.
happens when you're a little bit different. And anyways, why do they even need the ice?
To keep the food
Maybe.
cold.
Well, and that's our problem.
I'm just saying that they're trying to say that somebody up there is saying that the white penguins are causing the ice to melt and they're poisoning the food because of it and making people sick.
Well, we would never poison food. That's no that no. I would never make anybody sick. They should just eat more fresh food and not rely on ice from penguins that don't need to give them the ice because it's not their ice to begin with.
I see.
Hmm.
I see.
Do you? Do you really though? As you sit there lounging about, drinking your drinks with the ice in it, enjoying the warmth of the sun upon you. while penguins are working hard, pulling the ice down the rivers so that you can just relax and live in luxury? Do you see?
Now who's being jumping to conclusions? I don't live in luxury.
You
Every
just told
once in
me
a
you have
while, I
ice in
earn
your
enough
drinks.
coin to have ice in my drink. But I have to work hard for it.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, I've
Well,
fought off the
you've
Starlight Grins gang, and I've, you know,
well, you're a mercenary.
no, I help people. I help people with their problems.
Let's see. Go ahead and make a DC 15 personality. You know?
Yeah. No.
No. Yeah. He says, I don't think you could help us with our problem. What did you get? I'm just curious.
6.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, really low.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then I'm afraid I might have to. If I can't help you, perhaps I might have to turn you in.
Turn me in. For what? Being a penguin? Living my life? But I guess that's the
What are the
prime
other
these
penguins
days.
doing?
They have started to waddle around again.
Okay.
And they seem to be they're oh, you know what, you can Warren, because he's not engaged in this conversation, he could make a DC 12 int check to see if he can hear what they're, because they're kind of whispering to each other and stuff.
Okay. Okay, that time I rolled a 17.
All right, yeah, he hears them. They keep like whispering to each other. Oh my god! Oh god! I knew we should have done this. Oh my god! Kind of. You can tell they're getting very nervous.
Okay. All right. Oren's going to say, he's going to kind of walk up to Yuna. He's going to kind of lean forward and whisper, we need to do something here, or they're getting agitated, you know. So I will tell the guy I'm talking to, the penguin I'm talking to.
He's the leader.
Yeah. And say, I don't want to make trouble for you. I don't know the situation, and it sounds like you've had some issues with people in the past, or penguins. But there are people looking for you. And they think you're doing the wrong thing, so
Okay.
maybe you should. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, so he says, well, we're only doing what we need to do. You know, we work hard to get this ice to bring it down here so that you people can have your warm weather and your ice cold drinks. But up there, up the river, do you give us any warmth so that we can have warm drinks with our cold weather? No, you don't.
I see.
Mm-hmm. So, we may or may not have come up with a very clever way that you can never prove. And Oren kind of can see this back to, to even the odds a bit there. You know, if people are getting sick, they should probably stop eating spoiled food.
But it's hard to keep the food from spoiling without the ice.
Well, it's hard to keep from getting the tips of my wings cold when it's the winter without any heat.
I see, and I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand your dilemma. I too hate being cold. It's the
Right.
worst.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So maybe
Mm-hmm.
we can make a deal.
Well, what kind of deal?
If I could figure out a way to get firewood and fire shipped to you, maybe you could stop melting the ice.
Well, they need to bring the fire because we tried to buy flint and steel, but we can't hold them. But if you could
Well,
bring the fire and the wood, then we might stop casting our magical spell.
your magical salt spell.
Our magical spell. That salt is just there to, keep to it enhances the flavor of the fish. And
That is
sometimes we
true.
make pickles. Sometimes we like to make pickles.
You be... Again, I look at their little wing.
Well, you make them in buckets.
Well, I could probably figure this out. I have many friends.
Do you?
I do. Because
Well, it's
I'm
good to have
helpful.
friends. Well, you sound pretty helpful. If you can do this, then I could probably. I mean, I don't know who's melting the ice per se, but I'm sure that I could make it stop. You know, through the grapevine or however you
Mm-hmm.
like to say it. Because I don't know who's doing it, of course. I
Of course,
doubt it's
well,
the white penguins, because we, as white penguins, would never do such a thing. Even though we are great magicians.
I'm sure you are.
Mm-hmm. But man, does it
I
get cold. You can't even imagine.
All right. I will try. I will try to find a way to get you fire and firewood. Where shall I? Do you want it shipped up river? Do you want me to bring it here to you?
Well, if you could arrange for it, then you could come back to me, and I will tell the great powers and wizards of the white penguins to stop their wrath. But it might also require me going up the river because it might be that the spells are cast from that direction as well. It might be. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm only like an apprentice wizard, so you know. But I'm learning. I'm still very powerful, though.
I can tell. That's why you're the leader.
I am the leader.
Have you seen any hats around here?
Oh yes, I have a hat, but it's not a very good leader hat, so I've not been wearing it. I need like a fez. The hat I have is more like a tricorn.
Is it purple and gray?
It is. I found it floating in the water. It smells a bit like sugary booze.
Oh, well.
So do you, actually.
Well, I was talking to a very, very drunk crocodile.
Well,
And I
that's
think some of
strange.
his fumes got on me.
You were talking to a crocodile? That's weird.
I talk to crocodiles all the time. I told you I have friends.
They didn't eat you?
No? No.
Hmm.
That's very racist.
Fair enough. Would you like that? Perhaps we could deal.
Absolutely.
Do you think that you
I
could,
would,
like, make a fire here? I see that you have this torch. Do you have another fire?
I do. I would actually get out another torch because I do have. Una has one more, and I would light it up and give it to. How is he gonna hold it?
No, you just stick it in the ground. Can't hold
Yeah.
anything, can you? Okay, he's like, yeah, that's their biggest problem. They can't hold anything, so they can't light the fire. So,
Right.
yeah, he will tell you too, as we're wrapping up here, that they've tried with the flint and steel and other things, but like they can't light the fires themselves, so they need the actual fire to be transported somehow.
Yeah, I'll have to figure
So
that out. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, you've made a tentative deal with the white penguins of the giant's stomach, and he gives you the hat. He doesn't really like it because not if you he does say if you find a fez, you know, um, a white one, of course, because wants to keep it monochromatic. That would be great.
Okay.
And
All right.
yeah, let's just leave it there unless you have something else you wanted to do before we wrap it
No,
up. Something
I
very
think
specific.
I've got quite a
You,
lot to do now.
you've accomplished a lot. Oh, all right, good. All right, let's see. Go here.